So just a couple of days to go before the Central London Evening Property Network. A little bit of background noise where I am. Hopefully it's not too noisy. Hopefully my voice is the main voice which is heard. Otherwise you have to do another Facebook Live a little bit later in this beautiful, charming weather. As I say, I am going to take a break in July from my public meet. So you know, there's lots of things to do between now and my upcoming meets in August. So as I say, June the 28th is the Central London Evening Property Network. If you can make it, fantastic. And then it goes to August the 15th. So you've got Nellie McQuinn, Mahfouz Rahman. I've mentioned briefly about Nellie in the last videos. Mahfouz Rahman from Ronald Fletcher Baker Solicitors. He's going to be focused on commercial investing. In fact, it's one of the topics which is going to come up in Fiona's presentation on Thursday this week. For those of you who don't know Fiona Talbot, there's a fascinating, really good interview which Mike Stenhouse has done from Inside Property Investing. So if you're thinking of coming along on Thursday, you want to find out a little bit more about Fiona beforehand, there's a short video which Fiona sent over to me, although there's a much more detailed podcast interview with Mike Stenhouse. In the description underneath the video I will include the link to that particular interview. Mike's done 2 interviews with Fiona. Mike Stenhouse, Inside Property Investing, is one of the podcasts I do listen to on a regular basis. So I was just explaining though, August the 15th is Mahfouz Rahman. You've also got Nellie McQuinn, who's recently become an award-winning investor. Last Christmas she won that award, and that event was created by Cyril Thomas. And then in September we've got the Central London Evening and Wandsworth, so 2 meets in September. So it goes back to 2 meets in September. So as I say, look, if you can make this Thursday evening, absolutely fantastic. It's not just Fiona Talbot, and Fiona has managed to get an extra 10 minutes for her presentation on Thursday evening. As I say, the event does kick off at 6:30 p.m. So yes, there are presentations from 7 p.m. although if you want to really, you know, enhance your networking, get there from 6:30, registration networking as early as 6:30 before moving into the presentations. I'm sweating here. It's a few times I've been sweating on video like this. It's I remember when I interviewed Ryan Carruthers. I can't remember when it was last year. It was probably about May last year. It was absolutely freezing cold in Lincolnshire. So I don't know how Ryan's going to deal with the weather when he comes down for the marketing panel. So Ryan's on that panel. You've got the likes of Andy Bardry as well, and Brad Lazarus. So the event on Thursday, the marketing panel, you know, key aspects looking at growing your brand. Ryan, I'm sure, is going to cover some of the successes of building that brand, i.e. Ryan raising money through the crowdfunding. So and Andy Bardry, who I don't need to go into too much detail, he's presented a number of times for my group already. So he's I was going to say a legend. He's the fellow of the Chartered Institute of Marketing. And Brad Lazarus is completely new to my event. So you know, huge thanks to Brad for being part of the event this coming Thursday evening. Look, that's it. I'm sure I'll be online over the next few days, so maybe you'll join me. If there's any questions, feel free. This Thursday though, I won't be at the event itself. It will be my host or co-host who's hosting by himself this month, Luke Hamill. So you know, huge thanks to Luke for taking that opportunity. He's hosted or co-hosted Central London Evening Property Network now for the last 4 years, or it will be July. So in terms of the longest co-host I've had, I think Luke must be there or thereabouts, because I've had a number of co-hosts over the years, not just Central London. Well, Central London's been lucky, touch wood. It's Luke more or less all the time. Just a couple of meets he missed out where I offered the co-hosting to other people. Look, that's it. You know, I'm sure some of you are going to catch up with my meet this week. You know, do take full opportunity. As I say, it did take a lot of work to get Fiona down to London from Cambridgeshire. So it's a beautiful venue as well. As Luke says, can't remember the exact words he said about the bar, but it's a really nice bar upstairs as well. So I know Luca likes to spend some time there after the event connecting with investors and property professionals. I'm very lucky to be sponsored by Ronald Fletcher Baker Solicitors, a crowd with us, and also a new company as well, Connection since April. I did promise James from Connection, who's founded Connection, which is a software tool for property landlords, property investors. I did promise James that would be on video at some point, and I'm sure we will do. So do watch this space. Thank you.